Alright, so I have a very fucking frustrating story to share with you guys. The Chicago Tribune reports, DEA okays synthetic marijuana for pharma company that spent $500,000 to keep pot illegal. Insys Therapeutics, a pharmaceutical company that was one of the chief financial backers of the opposition to marijuana legalization in Arizona last year, received preliminary approval from the DEA this week for Syndros, a synthetic marijuana drug. Insys gave $500,000 last summer to Arizonans for responsible drug policy, the group opposing marijuana legalization in Arizona. The donation amounted to roughly 10% of all money raised by the group in an ultimately successful campaign against legalization. Insys was the only pharmaceutical company known to be giving money to oppose legalization last year, according to Washington Post analysis of campaign finance records. So, if you don't know, Insys, they're the same company that makes the drug fentanyl. Fentanyl is something like 1,000 times more potent than heroin. This is the drug that's been causing a lot of deaths in the heroin epidemic that's been going on right now, because what will happen is a dealer will get their batch of heroin, it will be weak, and they'll just put a little bit of fentanyl in there, and then there's no way for the user or the dealer to know exactly what dose the consumer will be getting, and people have been overdosing and dropping like flies from this stuff. And the DEA has the fucking balls to go around and legalize a synthetic cannabinoid made by the same company that are killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens. This is fucking insane. So Syndros, the synthetic formulation of THC, the main psychoactive component in the cannabis plant, was approved by the FDA last summer to treat nausea, vomiting, and weight loss in cancer and AIDS patients. The DEA approves of places Syndros and its genetic formulations in Schedule 2 of the Controlled Substances Act, indicating a high potential for abuse. Other Schedule 2 drugs include cocaine, morphine, and many prescription painkillers. Okay, so this is a Schedule 2 drug, and all it does is mimic the effects of THC. Now, for all of those people out there who don't know, guess how many deaths have been caused by THC ever? Zero. Zero deaths ever. And it's a Schedule 1, meaning it has no benefit medically, and it has a high potential for abuse and risk. So we all know this is false, and we all know that this is a way for drug companies to make money off of marijuana when you can't put a patent on a plant. But you can put a patent on a synthetic cannabinoid that mimics the effects of the plant, because we already know that you can buy a tablet called Marinol, which is essentially THC. It's just synthetically made. So this is just a crazy example of how these moneyed interests are allowed to push around our government and against our own wishes. You know, over 60% of the American people want weed to be legalized at a recreational level. 60% plus. And now we have the DEA stepping in, basically trolling us and saying, oh, well, we just legalized this drug that shows medical benefits, but it still has a high potential for abuse, and but it does help AIDS patients with nausea. And they're like, fucking, we already knew that. We already knew that. We know that CBD-based drugs can fucking cure people who are having seizures. Like these little girls, man, go online and look at it. You can find videos of little girls that get a drop of CBD oil and their seizures stop. They've tried everything else, so people will have to move from state to state to be able to access the medicine that helps their kids. And then the federal government will throw their parents in fucking jail. It's happened. And then they have the balls to come around here and legalize this drug made by the same company that makes fucking fentanyl. What the fuck? If you're not outraged by this, I don't know what the fuck is gonna take to wake your ass up and smell the fucking roses, because this is the reality that we're living in, and this is just completely fucking ridiculous, and oh my god. If you can't fucking find a case for legalization now, after seeing how hypocritical these fuckers are, I don't know. I mean, literally, this is just them rubbing it in our faces now. Fight back, man. That's all we can do. All we can do is let them know that we're not okay with this. We need to hold bigger rallies. Even if you've never smoked the plant once in your life, you need to make sure that this is something that you talk about and care about. Because this is affecting people's lives. People are getting thrown in jail to this day for having small amounts of marijuana. And you can just go and fucking get a prescription for this if you have, you know, going through chemotherapy, or if you're an AIDS patient. Yeah, the government will be more than happy to take your money through prescriptions and insurance companies, but they're not going to let you get it for free. You have to be fucking crazy to believe that.